What's going on, guys? It is Larry White just checking in here. And man, I have no idea what day, what week of quarantine it is or anything else, but we're going to go with it for right now. So got all the systems and stuff up here and running. So first off, just some weird news, right? A site that I never thought would be described as breathtaking literally reopened last week. And if you haven't been to LaGuardia Airport out of New York, they just had a $4 billion renovation there in their central terminal. And it is almost like a WeWorks meets an art gallery. It is absolutely breathtaking and beautiful. And I never thought I would say that about LaGuardia Airport. So that's the first thing. The second part is, man, so we're coming off of one of the largest gains in all-time stock market history, only to be followed by the biggest week's loss as well. So the market is all over the place. So if you're investing in the stock market, be careful, right? It's you can make a lot of money. You can also lose a lot of money really fast. Now, with this entire Corona economy and stuff that's going on, a couple of people have literally taken some huge market share. Instacart, for one, has raised $225 million itself and now has a $13.7 billion valuation. Now, that is a huge jump because in 2018, had a $7.6 billion valuation. And DoorDash is close to sealing some additional funding that would get its valuation up to about $15 billion, which is, I mean, those are just huge numbers. To give you an idea, though, Instacart owns about 57% of U.S. online grocery marketplace as of right now. And for the first time ever, it actually eclipsed Walmart, which plunged to around 25% thanks to Instacart. DoorDash, 45% of the food delivery market in April. And part of that is because Grubhub decided not to partner with Uber Eats. Big mistake? Maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So just some updates on the overall market and stuff there. For today's business building tip of the week, I wanted to jump in and talk about buyer consultations, right? I want to discuss with you how to lead your buyer clients to going under contract more effectively, more efficiently. So you've met this buyer or seller, you did a great buyer consultation. Hopefully you're doing a buyer consultation because a lot of people don't lead with presentations or anything like that, which I think is a little bit odd. But let's say you've met with them, you have this great buyer consultation. They've agreed to commit to working with you as their real estate professional. And how do you lead the process effectively to actually get them under contract? So first off, I want you to remember that they are hiring you as the real estate professional to find them their new home, right? Not the opposite way around. Their goal is to get into a new home. And with that being said, what I'm talking about here is not pressuring them into something that they don't want to do, but to lead them into that process effectively at helping them accomplish their goal, which they're entrusting you to do. And it really all starts with the buyer consultation in my eyes. Now, a lot of realtors do not treat a buyer consultation the same as they do a listing appointment or a listing consultation, which is a huge mistake, at least in my opinion. It is important to treat both the buyer consultation and the listing consultation as serious and professional as possible. So during your buyer consultation, you want to dial in. What are their wants, their needs, their goals, their timeframes, their expectations, and more, right? This is your chance to pre-qualify them so you don't have to spend all of this extra time going through unnecessary wants, needs, and taking people through this emotional roller coaster. So here's the thing. Once you've pre-qualified them correctly and you know all of those things, it's time for you to start going to work and finding homes that meet their needs. That is a huge one. Now, I'm not sure about you, but I'm not a fan of showing 50 plus homes. Heck, I'm not even a fan of showing 20, 30, 10 plus homes, right? If we're doing this correctly, you'll be able to show them homes that fit their needs. You know their wants and their needs. You find it for them, and we're making offers and we're putting deals in contract fast. So if it's necessary, you might have to, if it's a competitive market and they're making competitive offers and just getting bid out, yes, you can't control some of those things. But when you start that process, right, here's a couple of key points for you. At that time, it's important to have them pre-qualified with a lender. You've verified their proof of funds. If they're cash buyer, from there you inform them what they're going to spend, what you're going to do during their time together, both in front of a computer and when you're starting to look at homes. And so I always recommend to them that we narrow it down to probably their top 5, at most their top 8 homes. There can be less, and I would suggest actually less than 8, but I would recommend 8 as a max, because if you're looking at more than 8 homes in a day, it becomes overwhelming for the client, and 2, everything starts to look the same. Everything starts blending together. So if you're able to, it's best to spend time in the front of the computer with them, or on the phone, or via Zoom these days, and start narrowing that process down. So once you have this list kind of whittled down, identify it, it's time to go check them out. And then I tell them, look, as we see each of these homes, we will compare the home to your needs list. And before we move on to the next showing, I'm going to ask you to grade the home with a 1, 2, or 3. 1, meaning that you really like the home. 2, meaning that it's a possibility, right? You don't hate it, but you also don't love it. And 3 being like, no, it's not going to work at all. Because my goal here is to narrow the initial homes list down to their top 1 or 2 homes. If needed, we can go re-see their top picks, and I'm working to help them identify their number 1 choice based off of their needs, their goals that we've discovered during the buyer consultation. So once we've narrowed it down to their number 1 top home, then I use this script, right, guys? I 100% agree with you that this home meets all of your goals and your needs and is the best home out of all of the ones that we saw on the computer and in person. Out of everything available right now, this home definitely meets your needs the best. In my experience, nice homes in nice areas, regardless of the market, tend to sell fast. To ensure this home doesn't get sold to another buyer, I recommend that we go back to the office and we write up this offer. What are your thoughts on that? Right? Because I don't want to take them through this emotional roller coaster if they found a home that they love and then that home went to somebody else, right? So we have to kind of get them in this process and guide them through it. Now, some of you guys might be thinking that this is too aggressive, but remember, they hired you to find them a home, not go out and look at homes. They want to essentially close on a home where they can put their family. They can have friends over. So we're not pushing them into anything that they don't want to do. This is the home that they've identified as their top pick. And all you're doing is asking if they're ready to move forward. Ask and you shall receive, right? Now, some will say, that they want to think about it, which is totally fine. Take the time, right? But you'll be shocked at how many say, yes, let's do it. There are a good chunk of people who are instant decision makers, and they don't need the time to think about it. Of course, you have others that need to think about it, and you give them their time. However, this is the way that you're able to identify those that are simply asking questions or who's leading the process here. So, as you've heard before, as I'll say it again, ask and you shall receive. Obviously, not everybody will say yes to writing an offer right then and there, but you will be surprised. If they say that they need more time, no worries. I understand 100% that you guys want to think about it. It's a big decision. I'll follow up in the morning, which will give you guys the night to think about it, and we can see if you have any questions, right? As a real estate professional, guys, your clients are hiring you as a professional to lead the process. In order to truly lead, you guys have to ask the right questions. You have to identify your clients' expectations, timeframes, etc. If you know the problems of your client, you can solve them. If you don't, then you're just kind of guessing. So hopefully this added some value to you. You have some tips you'll take away. You'll adjust your buyer consultation a little bit. As always, you can join me for more free coaching tips at www.jointhecoach.com. And I'm always looking for real estate professionals that are looking to grow their business that I can partner up with, and we can take it up to the next level. That's all I got for you today. I love you guys. Thank you guys. Talk to you soon.